Jumbo, fellow adventurers, welcome to Friday, the last spiritual tune-up of the week. Because of the momentum we're getting with this topic, chronic pain and illness, we're doing 3.0 today, and I think this will probably wrap it up. But great questions have been coming in. You can post a question at any time, any day below on Facebook or Instagram on the day of the broadcast. That's when I look at all of the comments below on the day of the broadcast. So since we'll be moving on next week, ask anything you like about the nature of reality, about aliens, about our power, our divinity, heaven, hell, the devil. I'm here for you. Thank you for all the talking points so far. Before I go into today's question, several people have said, Mike, do you get sick? Mike, do you know chronic pain? Mike. Yeah, I get sick. I get sick once a year. In March, I was very sick. I had a fever and I used to hate myself for it. I created this. Why? What's wrong with me? What aren't I seeing? But it's like, it's the beginning of a healing, and it's okay, and it's part and parcel of living in these jungles at a very primitive time in our evolution. So it's always a gift, and I always emerge stronger. Have I had chronic pain? I think I've had chronic psychological pain, honestly, but I'm not going there. But I've not had physical chronic pain that I didn't deal with successfully very quickly. Nothing that somebody would say, oh my God, that's a miracle. But I've had my stuff and I deal with it and I go within and I'm always better for it. So the question today is, what about birth defects? What about conditions that are thrust upon a child or a fetus? Or, these souls did not meet their thoughts becoming things. So how do you explain that? And in particular, the question is about those alive today who are dealing with diabetes type 1 or other ailments, probably from birth or very early in life. How does that fit into the equation of reality creation and all the concepts I've been sharing with you this week? All right, well, I look forward to answering this question. First of all, let me tell you, I got three things to share. I'm going to share them right off the bat, and then I'm going to go deep dive. Number one, there's always order. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. Number two, live as fully as possible in spite of what's going on. And number three, don't accept that it's permanent. Just do not drink that Kool-Aid, all right? So let's hit it from the top. While I could never dream of explaining why John Doe has diabetes type 1, I could always go from a very lofty level, as John Doe could and as you could, and realize that it's still unfolding in a world of profound and shocking order, beauty, magnificence, where love is the binding glue. I can also deduce that as we are all particles of God, we all existed prior to this lifetime, and we all therefore chose this lifetime, and we knew the terrain. We saw the probabilities, and for reasons that we may never know with our little brain, from the highest of highs, we saw the order, the perfection, the beauty, and the gifts that would come from an incarnation that might be, to the physical senses, flawed or broken. Nothing is flawed. Nothing is broken. Everything plays to a greater order. Life in these sacred jungles of time and space is it's like the masterpiece of divine mind. Nothing is errant. Nothing is left to chance. There's no such thing as an accident or a coincidence that is pointless. There's beauty and order everywhere. And if you know this alone, and this is a condition that you're dealing with, whether from birth or the last year, you can then at least have some peace of mind that a greater good is being played out. Stop putting your joy on hold and start living to the degree that you still can with these other pointers in mind. And never draw the bogus, ridiculous conclusion that some ailment in this life, whether birth or not, is punishment, or is a curse, or is a penalty, or was a mistake, or is your plight in life because of bad karma. None of those would ever be true. Sure, experiences from another life might lead to decisions from the zenith of your magnificence that would create a probability where you might have some chronic, incurable disease. But it would not be karma. And point three, don't accept that you can't beat this rap. Okay? So, everything is for the adventure. There's always order, beauty, meaning, love. The second point to dive deep into, live as fully as possible now. What I tell people who are going through painful emotional situations is the same as what I'll tell you if you were born with an ailment or now you suddenly have one. Don't even try to figure it out. Don't even be like, I know I had some role in this. Yeah, in some lofty, advanced way, you signed up for the PhD program of love and service. And so that's what you had to do with it. But to torture yourself with, is it something I said? Is it something I did? Is this a penalty or punishment from another life or this life? Don't go there. It just hurts. And you're probably not going to pin the tail on the donkey. Instead, realize there was order as I just laid out. Realize your power is in the present moment. Realize the best in the rest of your life is at hand and before you, and start shaping and crafting and loving what you can. Have you ever seen a dog with 3 legs? Or other animals that have these profound afflictions? I mean, they are just as happy as dogs with 4 legs. Every bit as happy as dogs with 4 legs. They have a different operating procedure. They have a different protocol. But they wag their tail, they fall in love, and so often I wish we could all do that. I'm not trying to belittle or minimize or compare animals to people. I'm just trying to say that in your frame of mind, you can always find happiness. There's always more reasons to be joyful than sad. There's always more things to look forward to than to lament. Always, always, always. So why don't we do that all the time? And that's part of the challenge of living in these sacred jungles of time and space. You can do it. All right. Immerse yourself in truth is going to help you do this. Act, love, dream, keep on going. That was live as fully as possible. And the third deep dive, don't accept that it's permanent. I mean, if we could make a list of every impossible thing declared by humanity to be a no-go, not of this world, that later became a go and of this world, whether it's flying or out of space or the 4-minute mile or stuff that we all do, there's not enough gigabytes in the internet to contain all of the so-called miracles that have transpired. Maybe it hasn't been cured in your lifetime, this thing that you're dealing with. Maybe you'll be the first person to live joyfully in spite of it. Maybe you don't need a cure to totally love your long, awesome, rocking life. Maybe the answer is not one of the above. Maybe you don't have to get rid of it. Maybe you can just put it to the side. Maybe you can live in spite of it. Remember, thoughts become things. Visualize a joyful, happy life. Visualize your life beyond this ailment. Affirm that your amazing good fortune has now come to pass. This is from Florence Scovel Shinn's wonderful book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. It's one of my recommended reading. My amazing good fortune has now come to pass. So affirm, dream, work it, baby. Show up, take baby steps, act with faith, and thy will shall be done. Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for these great questions. Every Tuesday morning, I do a mini manifesting workshop. They run in about 30 minutes, and it's part of the Infinite Possibility membership website. If you're interested, check out the link under my comments of this video, okay, under the description of this video. Have a really happy weekend. Thanks for letting me do this. Tally ho, amigos. On Facebook, who do we have? Michael, welcome back. Tracy, Elaine, Susan, Marianne, Catherine. On Instagram, Leslie, Sharina, Marissa, Sala, Julie. Love you all and all the best. See you Monday. Ask your questions. Thanks for the interaction and sharing these videos. Mwah, besos.